Okay, today's day 19. Evidently, I said yesterday was, but I'm wrong sometimes. It happens. You should know this by now. I picked the perfect camping spot, man. This is great. There's a nice breeze coming through, just keeping me dry and cool. It's not cold at all. Nothing. I love being in lower elevations. Screw up in them mountains, man. It's too cold up there. I know I'll be climbing others that will probably be colder, but I'm happy down here in the valley. I am. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. I know I need to get resupply really soon, but I'm not exactly sure where that happens. There's just too many options. I don't like too many options. I like that road that we take to get to that stuff and we get back. It's like nice and simple. People expect you to be hitching. This is like there's just myriad roads that you can take to go to any town you want. I guess as long as you can get a hitch back. But not everybody's planning on that. People already asked me, hey, you want to get a ride into Oracle and then we can skip forward one? I'm like, no, I'm not allowed to do that. But these people don't know what yellow blazing is. They're not like real hikers, a lot of these guys. This is their first. They'll call it a through hike, but it won't really be a through hike because if you're yellow blazing in the first 100 miles, you're kind of yellow blaze again and again. But to each their own. They don't even know the words blazes. There's no blazes out here, so. I was talking with a guy yesterday. He was asking me what I would name my gear company, and he used the word blaze, and he looked at me like, what? And I was like, oh, it's like a painted mark on a tree that we follow. He's like, oh, yeah, no, I don't know about those. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I got to find food. That's the big thing for the day. I'm out of dinners. I got tons of breakfast. Pound of coffee. But, that'll only get you so far. We'll figure it out, won't we? It's part of adventure. See you on the trail. What are you? I don't know. Okay, and we're off. Already did our double take. Make sure we're not forgetting anything. Venus is shining high. Pack feels really light. It's decently warm outside. I got nothing to complain about, man. It's a beautiful morning. I kind of slacked. It's about 4:30 right now. I wasn't in a real hurry. So, took my time. Enjoyed myself. Now my packing up kind of sucks because you're like, oh, I'm cold and I don't want to have to go out and brave this stuff. My clothes are all cold, blah, blah, blah. It's snowing in my tent. It's nice to wake up with a dry tent. That's one of the big joys of hiking in the desert, man. On the East Coast, you wake up with a wet tent every single day. Out here, only where it's cold enough for your breath to condense. Otherwise, the air is so dry that it'll evaporate for you, as it should be. I don't know where next water is or how to get to the next town, but, I'll figure that out when the sun comes up. Okay, the sign for hijinks. I actually thought it'd be spelled different, as in hygiene, with an inks on the end. Because, it's a place you go to water and wash your clothes and stuff. It's only 500 feet. I'm assuming they're probably closed. I do want water. I'm going to check where the next water is before I take off. If not, I'm going to get theirs. Okay, executive decision. Even though they have a hiker box and stuff I'd like to raid, I somehow doubt it. 4 something in the morning, it's going to be raidable. Seems as though there's tons of water caches up ahead. I don't necessarily like relying on water caches, but that's all that seems to be available for the next 8 miles or so. I still have like a liter and a half or so on my back. And since I won't be sweating or anything, I think that's more than enough. So that means since I found that water source last night, I drank 3 liters. It's not bad. Hopefully my piss is a little less yellow, because it was pretty dark yesterday, a concerning level of dark. Okay. Very smooth trail, easy hiking. I hope it stays this way for a while. I could use a little break from the severe ups and downs lately. Me and a few deer just scared the crap out of each other. I heard crunch, 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 looked over, and there's eyeballs staring at me, and I'm like, oh, they were way too close, you know, like 15 yards away. It only took me like a half a second to realize they were deer. Color generally gives it away, and the fact that they just stare at you the whole time. Hey dear, will you guys show up on camera? Keep looking at me. Enhance. Come on, dear. Oh, whatever. Come on, dear. No, let's screw you. Oh, there it pops out as soon as I zoom back. Whatever, dear. Little kangaroo rat. Where you going, buddy? Venus shining bright. Looks like we've got some memorial up on this hill. Doesn't say anything about who died, but there's a horseshoe with a heart around it. Maybe this is for their favorite horse. I don't know. It's kind of trash in the desert, in my opinion. If any of those flowers were pretty enough, I would take them and put them in my lapel. But the bees try to pollinate these all the time, being the only colorful things around. We have a jacket hanging in the tree. Check that out. Oh, pretty shredded. We will not check that out. Hey, a lot of cash. Hey, AZT through hikers from DDTA. Thank you very much. Still some left in that one. Nice. Ooh, we are at the American flag trailhead. Of course, you are here. I don't see a single American flag. Not a single one. Okay, limited horse access. Here's on a trail. Sunrise is soon upon us. We got about a liter out of that cache, which will get us up the road another, however many miles. Normally I drink a liter every 3 miles, but I've been known to stretch a liter out for about 10 if I need to. Not healthy, but so far I've lived. Not sure if this was the road I was supposed to hitch into Oracle on or what. I bet it is, but it's early. I'm not going to get a ride. Oh, I hear one truck. Yeah, that's not going to help me. I'm not even going the right way. All right, I'm going to keep walking. I believe there's other roads ahead. There's always other roads ahead. It's not like I'm going to starve out here. I just don't have everything I want. When do we, though? We'll figure this out. That's some rather interesting erosion, just sitting by itself. It's not really going to show up on video. That stack of rocks right there, somebody pounded a bunch of posts into it so they could put a barbed wire fence over it. Instead of going around the rocks, they're like, well, you own these part of the rocks, I own that part of the rocks. But they actually pounded holes right into them. Those are my rocks. A few ravens just settled in. I was going to come over here and have my very last safety meeting because I'm out after this. And enjoy. Well, it's not going to be a sunrise, but I'm just going to enjoy hanging out on these rocks. Hopefully those guys don't take off. I love those birds. Really intelligent. I would not mind having one as a pet, but they're a little big you know, to hang out with. No good sitting rocks. I don't want to startle my bird friends either. Totes adorbs. Oh, there you go. I don't want to have to walk through all this stuff to get up to those rocks. I guess I could just sit on these ones, but those rocks block my view of nothing. Sun's gonna come up right about there and be totally just nothing. I can see the smog over the cities. This guy's already looking kind of dirty. I heard a road up here. I can hear people driving on it. So since the sun is coming up, and I'm much more likely to get a hitch because nobody picks up serial killers in the dark. Pretty sure that's a rule. Actually, I did have one lady pick me up on a freeway in California, or a highway. And the sun was just going down, and I was like, I am not getting a ride out of here. But she pulled over, asked me a few questions to make sure I was actually a hiker and not a serial killer. And then gave me a ride. I'm fairly certain this is the same road I crossed about an hour ago. No traffic on it. I heard one car come by while I was walking. I hope this isn't the only way into town, man. It's not a very well-traveled road. I think I should just continue on to the next. But maybe here I shall have my safety meeting and watch a little bit of a sunrise. And just see if anybody passes by. Yeah, I've been here about, I don't know, 7-8 minutes, not real long. But not a single car has come by. I hear a vehicle off in the distance, but it's coming from the wrong direction. I hang out here for just a minute. Enjoy my last safety meeting. Sure, there'll be a town coming up that I can resupply at. I need literally everything. At least there's birds singing here. Sun, you just rise too slowly. Okay, here she comes. Good morning, sunshine. Okay, heat of the day is soon gonna be upon us. Very, very empty road. We'll figure something out. Always do. So evidently this is not the road that leads into Oracle. I'm looking for a different one, so yeah. Carry on. I don't know when I pass the other one because I have to look at Google Maps to figure out where the towns are because it's not easy to figure that out looking at whatever they call that new app, Far Out. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Far Out right now. I wasn't a big fan of gut hooks either. I mean, they do make it easier out here. But they're a sloppy, lazy approach, man. I know these people are making tons of money, but they don't put any of it back into their app, man. You know, you gotta knock down a mountain and put a penis-shaped castle up or something, you know, with your monies. But, you know, I know they're making some money off this stuff, so, you know, maybe invest just a little bit of it back into it, make the app, like, you know, better. I shouldn't have to, and I'm talking to other people, they're running into the same thing I am. I thought maybe it was just me. But when you open up the app, it shows you where you were an hour or so ago. And then you have to wait a few minutes before it finally updates. And we don't have a few minutes to be standing around burning phone power. Well, I mean, I do. While we're checking the stupid map. I mean, Gut Hooks was a lot quicker. Why is Far Out so much slower? Because, I mean, they're one and the same. All the stuff I bought on Gut Hooks transferred over to this one. And, you know, my app changed its look and its name. But it's the same thing. Just slightly crappier. Rant off. Well, glad I don't have to hitch from that road while I sat there. Probably 10 or 12 minutes. 3 cars passed. One going the wrong way. Well, I know we're going my way because that's not my road. But glad I don't have to hitch on that one. Hopefully the next one, hopefully it does come up. I'm looking for Route 77. But I have to, go from one map to the other to figure out things. Go from Google Maps to the far out map to figure out where I am in reality, not just on the trail. So Highway 77 will lead to Oracle. Hopefully we pass it. I'll check the maps and see if I come across it sometime soon. Hopefully today. Yeah. See this far too often in the desert. Fuck your couch. And somebody, bought a cheap pleather couch. Got a new cheap pleather couch. So, instead of taking it to the dump, they're like, let's just drive it out into the desert and drop it off. How did Rip and Slick get so far ahead of me? I swore I passed those guys up when I stayed with Lucky and hiked out in the morning. But now they're a whole day ahead of me. Suspicious. Unfortunately, no Scrabble pieces in there. So we shot this to hell. Hit a few times there. Once right there. And they probably weren't all that far away, just judging by all the brush there. Sit like right down there shooting. Your aim sucks. I love just the sound of all the birds out here. Other than the random car driving by, it's the most common noise out here. Good morning, birdies. Okay. There's just no back to that sign. There's on trail that way and that way. Manzanita trail that way. I love manzanitas, but I'm not really seeing any around here. I don't think this is the elevation for them, so I think that name is a lie. Appreciate them being convenient with all the signs. Wildlife Corridor Trail. Looks pretty well used. It's probably not just for wildlife. Okay, so there's a bench. That's pretty rare in a wash. This is actually the first bench wash I've ever seen. She loved this view. Of what? She did not love this view. Where was this thing originally? Did it wash down here from somewhere? Because nobody's sitting here like, oh man, this is an awesome view. Any water in this thing? This used to be the Windmill Loop Trail, I'm guessing. At least it's aptly named. Is that a garbage can? And a picnic bench? Oh, I'm all over the picnic bench. I'm gonna hang out here for a minute. And I got stuff to throw away. Convenient, thanks. Is there water too? Is that what that post is holding up? No. Is there water in here at all? No. Well, that's unfortunate. Windmill is not attached, so it would do nothing anyway. Oh well. Well, that explains why it's dry. There's all sorts of holes in it. I expect to hold water in here, man. Yeah, it's been empty for a long time. Hey, what's that pole? Just a random on-off switch. I'll turn it on. Touch these. What? Ah! No. Alright, so evidently there is a trail angel in Oracle that will come get you free of charge, and donations are not required but encouraged, and I'm cool with that. Said something about her renting out an RV for like $50 a night, but I wouldn't do that. But I will first assess and see how. Is this the trail? Oh, yes it is. Very sandy. But like, what made this? Like, what made that? Were people dragging like a sled behind them or something? Anyway, totally threw me off. I have no plans on staying in Oracle. I'd like to, get back here as soon as possible. So I'll see how hitching is at first. And if it just sucks, I will give her a call. Glad I have that option. Okay. I really like the markers out here. I wish there were more. Okay, it's weird. Who grades a wash? Like, I'm assuming there's like a parking lot up there or something. I don't know. Like a park or something. I can't think of any other reason other than to, I don't know. That doesn't even make sense if it's a park or something. Why does somebody level out a wash? So I see a decent amount of footprints going down, not a huge amount. Trail's up this way. The trail is pretty smooth. So I don't actually know why you'd take that, because sand is harder to walk in. Maybe it's just people going for a walk. Beautiful day out already, though. Oh, you guys gonna bloom into stuff? Keep seeing things that I think want to be flowers, but they're just not flowering for me yet. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, because we came from Lemon, the big one over there, and then somehow that attaches to that really tall one right there, because we walked all along its ridge. Came down that one and then just went all the way around to here. It's because rich people bought up those hills. I didn't realize it till I got over here and started seeing mansions pop up all over the place. Yeah, rich people bought those hills, so we can't walk near them. Because it would have just been a straight line, keep going down. I mean, not that I mind they had a few miles on, but I mind that people buy my hills. Them's mine. I want to go camp there now just because I'm not allowed to. Yeah, ain't no really any other way to put it, but that's some ugly landscape right there. Oh, it's just ugly. It looked dirty. It looked like it's been caught on fire a few times. Yeah, it's like a wasteland out there, man. Well, the haze doesn't help either. It just makes it look dirty. Looks a little better in this direction. So I pulled my cookie out, took a bite, and then I realized, you know what, this cookie's still in one piece. Really rare, because I mean, look at the size of it. I've been carrying this since Patagonia. I found it in the hiker boxes there. Somebody dropped off a buttload of these things, and I took almost all of them. Still in one piece, though. Crazy. Most of my snicks and snacks are pretty much in powder form by the time I eat them. Saves all that energy on chewing. I see the road up there, maybe half a mile up or so. I don't know exactly how long it'll take to get there, though, because, you know, not a half hour by trail. I mean, not a half mile by trail, I'll tell you that. But, you know, it's so beautiful out here. I just want to stare at it for a little while longer. Everything looks dead, but it's still alive. Well, except some things. These are obviously dead. If we can get a couple rains, you know, they'll get replaced. Nice new green ones. Maybe some flowers. You're dead. I can see your skeleton. Well, these stack rather interesting. Just a little bit of beauty before you hit the road. It's close up to the road where I'm surprised there's not a penis spray painted on it somewhere. I appreciate that. Don't paint my rocks. Appreciate all the signage. There's that and that. I mean, it's easy to follow these bike tracks. Look how thick the tire is. the road. Be there in a matter of minutes. It's not really busy, but cars are at least traveling it. Huh, there goes a group of them. Like, well, trucks aren't going to stop for me, but still, there's a few cars in there. I'll try my luck before I call a trail angel. Okay, I'd like to say I'm getting close, but it's been like a half mile or so, and I'm still like running parallel to it. Not that I'm in a hurry or anything, but you know, I thought I'd be there a while ago. Just around the corner. Okay, still flattened around here as I was coming around the corner. There's some lady trying to take a leak. I kind of interrupted her. Gonna check the bear box real quick, the registry and whatnot, and see if I can get her right into town. Yay, so I totally lucked out. One of the ladies that I caught peeing, which I thought in my mind was some dude coming around the corner and pooping on the trail. I've always had a fantasy about pushing somebody down on their own poop when they're squatting above it. But no, it was a lady that I was disturbing. She was about to take a leak. But anyway, so we chatted it up. They were caching water for themselves and asking me questions. And they were nice enough to drop me off in Oracle, which he said was only 2 miles away. So at first I was like, no, I'll just walk, man, if it's 2. Turns out it's like 6. So I'm glad I didn't just start walking. They dropped me off at the Dollar General because here I hear there's only this and a Circle K. So yeah, that's not a whole lot of options. Gonna fill my bags. Well, first I gotta figure out where the next town is. Like I don't really know. So gotta figure out about how far it is, how many days, do a little math, because math is my strong suit. And buy that amount of food. Yeah, good luck. Okay, so far, you know, I'm very little experience here, but so far Oracle seems more of a trailer park than a town. Let's see what's going on in Circle K. Maybe there's way cooler stuff after that, but yeah, I'm kind of doubting it. I don't think I'm on the right road to hitch out yet either. I think that's over there somewhere. So I'm going to visit Circle K, see what they have to offer, buy a little bit of water while I'm there, and then head back up to the trail. Okay, so there was a nice place called Cheeto Vibes Smoke Shop that I paid a visit to. Got a little tobacco. Stopped by the Circle K here. Got myself some coffee and a gallon of water. Coffee didn't cost me anything because my girlfriend has one of those things where you can put your phone number in, and I use hers. So thanks for the coffee, babe. I'm going to stop off over at the Casa Riviera across the street because I heard it was a decent place to eat. Affordable. Let's see if they got breakfast going on. I ran into Slick and Rip. And you know, I was like, hey, how'd you guys get here? Turns out they've just been ahead of me the whole time. It was their shoe prints I was seeing. Ultras are very common, so I wasn't sure it was theirs. And the fact they were day ahead of me, I was like, yeah, those Floridians, they couldn't handle a mountain. It'd be the first one they ever saw, you know? But no, they actually climbed the mountain. Good for them, because I was going to be disappointed in them. I like those guys. And I didn't want to have to be like, man, you guys suck, cheating, turn around, on the map. So I'm quite proud of them, glad they didn't. Well, this place has kick-ass rocks in front of it. Okay, Casa Riviera or something, what was that? Look at them rocks. What? Okay, let's see what they got. So this place was cool, it was affordable. They got lots of old machinery out front. Even more out back. The bathroom is back around the corner, and they've got, you know, little pieces of machinery around. This is all for mining. That's what mining carts look like. Gotta keep them low. Okay, so we're gonna try to hitch back to the trail. Let's see how it goes. So lucky day, Bessie right there. She saw me on the side of the road. She helps hikers all the time, so she knew exactly who I was. And she's like, I got you, boo. And she started taking me back to the trailhead I was at this morning, the American flag one. I was like, oh, no, I'm at a different one. And then she's like wanting to drive me up this mountain. I was like, no, I gotta get off here, you know, where I started. Or where I finished, whatever it is. Thanks, Bessie. Oh, sorry. So I have extra water. I filled up all my bottles, but I still have like a half a gallon. And there is a bear box over here where I met those people that took me into town. This thing is so low I almost bumped my head going through it. Anyway, as I was walking by the first time, I did notice the bluebird. I don't know if that has anything to do with my Scrabble pieces. I think I've seen more birds than Scrabble pieces. Nice graffiti. You could tell they were going to do some bicycle stuff for the chest and then just kind of gave up part way. Yeah, it's something going on. What's that? There's a little bottle in that one. I stuck my fingers all through spider web to get out. It had chalk in it. Yeah, you don't want to carry your chalk all the way from home to graffiti something. And if you're going to graffiti something, chalk is the best method. So, I also picked up a breakfast burrito from that place. Nice. And I'll probably have that for breakfast or lunch tomorrow. Let's see how many miles up the trail we make it. Maybe there's more than just pieces. That's the same smiley face that I see on all the pieces. So, I don't know. It's a bigger mystery than I thought. So, just some slightly uphill road walking for a while. Easy peasy. And boring. So, when I ran into Rip and Slick, they told me about a trail angel that they had called in about another 100 miles or so that was going to pick them up and help them out. And they said she had mentioned me by name, that I had already called her and talked to her. And I was like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. So, is there another me out here? Well, what? I don't think so. But they're planning on doing a 100-mile stretch straight to her place. But very little resupply in that town. And I didn't want to resupply for 100 miles in a Dollar General. There's just not enough there for me. I need a whole grocery store, you know. I got needs at once. So I figured I'd stop off in the next town in 60 miles and then grab a little more food for the rest of the leg up there. But they made this trail angel sound pretty awesome. So, you know, if it's convenient and all that, I will stop by and, you know, do what I do, I guess. Yeah, for now, let's just keep walking this long and lonesome road in the middle of the desert. This is one of those roads that was paved back way in the day and never done again. So it's mostly dirt and just little patches of road. They buried railroad, what are they just called? Railroad? And it's not the ties, those are the pieces of wood. Just the rails, I guess? But they buried rails horizontally across the road, I guess for erosion control. They had enough of them around it. They just decided to bury them in the road. I don't know. It's just the first time I've ever seen rails laid in a road. Ooh, the Tiger Mine Road trailhead. Are there tigers out here? Well, at least the trail is well marked. Okay, so that's where we started, down in Mexico, and we're only at Oracle State Park right now. There's a pretty big gap between that and the next thing. I thought I was heading to the Superstitions next, but it looks like I've got a long dotted line between me and there. Almost as long as the line between Mexico and there. I mean, they look about the same. Okay, let's do it. Nice group of hikers right there. Helped me get into the bear box. I just wanted to look, see if there's anything in there for me. Yeah, I'd hate for somebody to come out here and drop me off water and me not, you know, at least acknowledge that you did me a real big solid right there. I mean, I have plenty of water on my back right now. I don't need any more. Actually, I got probably too much water on my back, but I have to imagine the next section is going to be a little dry. So there's that. So I've got 4 liters on my back right now, and I don't actually know where my next water is. Yeah, sure, I'll stumble across it. Maybe eventually I'll sit down and look for it. But, you know, I've got at least 20 miles of water on my back, so I'm not overly worried. Also ran into Joe on the trail, or actually in the town of Oracle. Last time I saw him, he had gone to the first campsite on Micah Mountain, that paid mountain. So he had a good, 8 or so miles on me, and I never caught up. Well, until now, he had to take a 0 for me to catch up. Rip and Slick are taking a double 0 in Oracle because it is such a cool town. Where people choose to 0. I guess, if it's convenient in front of you and you need it, yeah. But I couldn't see doing a double 0 in a town like Oracle. There's just really no reason. But hey, if you need the rest, oh man, well, we have cows. Well, evidence of cow. They have completely ruined this area. It is just patty after patty after patty. Most of them pretty old. I actually don't see, no freshies. Freshest ones are weeks old or years old in some cases. Yeah, this is where the cows like to hang, though, obviously. Which is weird because I don't see hoof marks anywhere. There's no other trails beaten in. Cows generally come from all directions. And if they're using the trail, they're being very clean about it. Sneaky cows. Getting a few flowers. We got our little yellow guys. We got random blue dicks around the way. Still not foraging for them. There's really no point. I'd end up just killing the plant and never getting the bulb out. It's hard to dig in rocky soil. But that's where blue dicks love to live. Oh, so desolate. I believe these are little lupins. Just starting to grow. They will be everywhere in a little bit. They get pretty big. Well, that red stuff I could see from the mountain the other day. I wonder how close I'll get to it. Starting to see a saguaro here or there, which means I'm down into like the 4,000-ish foot range. That's the only place they grow. Well, naturally anyway. We do pluck them and put them in all sorts of people's yards. Sometimes people actually buy pieces of property because the amount of saguaros on them, because you can sell those things for top dollar, and they pay for their property that way. Seems a smart move. So this is like the 4th hill I've come across where just the top of the hill is just messed up with cow dung everywhere. That's the freshest pile I've seen. But there's no tracks leading in or out. It's just like the top of the mountain's kind of messed up by cows, and they're gone. And one of those random rocks made out of river rocks. That is interesting. I mean, it's not as impressive down here as it was way at the top of that mountain, but I think this is a riverbed at one point. It's weird. Riverbeds are generally the low point, so it's kind of strange that up on top of that mountain was the low point at one point. If that's how those rocks are formed, it only makes sense to me. So we got like a whole little hillside of lupin growing. And some poppies all over the place. This is the most lively hillside around. Oh, hey, that one's got a huge rat nest in it. Sometimes those rat nests date back like thousands of years. Not that one, more than likely, but I mean, that's an awesome nest you got going on there, buddy. Every hill has something different. This is Choya Hill. Teddy bears all over the place, and that other kind. I don't really know what this kind's called, because it's not as threatening. Just that hill's covered in teddy bears. Oh, no, I see other patches of them up here. That is another rat nest. You can tell because it drug all this choya over to protect itself with. Smart. Nothing's digging through that to get to them. But I wonder how they drag the choya without getting messed up. Nice sandy little wash, a tire tracks. You mean I could have just drove here? All that time wasted. It's cool that they put a trail sign down in a wash, because you never know when a wash is going to become a river. Not often, but it'll happen eventually. There's evidence that's happened before. Yeah, close enough to a shady spot. Not completely covered in cow poo. Got my pack kicking so that my solar panels are charging. And by the way, if you want to lean your pack at an angle like that, I just use my water bottle and set it up there as a wedge. Seems to work most times. Not every time, depending on the ground, you know. But nice wash. I'd sleep in it, but I'm not gonna. But I'm taking it slow and easy. I'm in no hurry to get anywhere. Next town is 60-ish miles away and counting. And in talking to those guys, it was a good thing I passed up hijinks. They were like, that was not your kind of place. It was like $45 for a pad to sleep on. He made sure to tell you not to bother any of his customers, because you're not really his customer. You're kind of a dirty little secret, they made it sound like. So they were like, yeah, totally not your kind of place, man. I was just going to go in and raid the hiker box. They said he had a pretty good hiker box, but, I was going by there at 4:30 in the morning, so I'm not going to be rummaging around somebody's hiker box at 4:30 in the morning. This thing on my head is starting to itch, so that's a good sign. It is like the thickest scab I've ever had, very three-dimensional. First scab I've ever had that I didn't pick because I can't see it, so I don't want to mess with it, because, if it is a split in the skin and I pick the scab, it'll start bleeding uncontrollably, because that's how head wounds are. And, we don't want that in the desert, so I'm doing my best to leave it alone, but, it's itchy now, so I keep scratching around it, but not it. And I don't comb my hair much, but when I do, I put 2 fingers over it and I comb all around it. I do not want to yank that thing off with a comb. That sounds kind of horrible as well. Just sit here for a while, let a little heat pass. It's only like 11 o'clock, so it's going to get hotter, so who am I kidding? But it's not a hot day by any means. I'm just not in a hurry. Just moseying. That's the way it's supposed to be. All these little blue dicks are smart. They hide under a monster. Nobody wants to pick those. There's not much around, so I kind of hope I'm headed towards those, because kind of the only thing that's at least different than this terrain. They look kind of interesting from afar. See if the trail decides to wind its way back towards them. Same thing again. Cattle messed this hill all up. Just boop-a-doop everywhere. But no obvious signs in or out. There's no poop on the trail. So I just ran into a section hiker going southbound, and we're exchanging water details and stuff. I said, by chance, have you seen any Scrabble pieces? And he says, you're not the first person to ask me that. Evidently there's some dude up the way, I think he called him St. Jude or something. But he's been finding Scrabble pieces too. I kind of assumed I wouldn't be the only one. But, maybe I'll catch him eventually. He said he was like a week off the other way, which really means 2 weeks if they're going in the opposite directions. No, mystery for the ages. Just ran into a nice southbound old lady named Red Dragon. She was Red Squirrel on the East Coast, but decided to become a dragon out here. I can respect that. But she also told me that the water is great all the way up. The next few tanks are full of cold, clear water, and that it wanted like 6 or 8 miles. She says there's pretty decent camping around that. So if I make it that far, I'll take a look. So far, the washes have been nice. I've been crossing them back and forth, and we all know I love to sleep in those. I'm sure I'll find an awesome spot. I'm gonna walk until I feel like not walking anymore. I mean, everything's going my way. I got more food than I need for the, the time it takes to get to, I can't remember what town I decided to head to, because there was one in 60 and one in about 100, and I didn't want to carry 100 miles worth of food. Oh, that looks like a nice tree to sit under, and the trail goes right by it. I'm sold. Oh, that is a nice sitting tree. Really wish I had some safety supplies to bless you with, tree, but I'm just gonna hang out with you for a while. Look at that. That makes a great spot for my butt. Thanks, tree. What a huge rat nest in it. This isn't from debris from a flood or anything. You can tell by the way it's ranged. This is a rat's nest. So according to the map, in another 3-ish miles, there might be water. Nobody's updated it since last year. And last year they said it was gross and whatnot, and scummy, and only drink if you have to. But things have changed. So I'll check that one out first, because I'd rather camp before the next one, because the next one after that is 8 miles away. And I don't feel like walking 8 more miles today. I will if I have to, but I'd rather fill up at this one and then walk till I find a nice spot with service and try to upload some films. That's kind of the goal. It's been the goal, but I'm failing so far. But I've got to get to it because it's all catching up with me. Yeah, it goes. I don't want to get trapped in a town, so this is my best bet. We'll see how it goes, as usual. All right, appreciate it, tree. You've been good to me. Provided me with a nice shade, place to sit, and a cool rat's nest. According to just comments I've been reading up the trail, there's lots of these nests, pack rat nests, and they've been chewing holes in hikers' stuff. But if you sleep next to a rat nest, expect to be visited by a rat. Kind of makes sense. So I'll definitely keep my eye out for them as I'm setting up camp. Oh, but yeah, I'm still not really worried about mice. I think I figured them out. I have some chew holes in my pack on the AT, but I was a beginner then. Now I've learned things about my psychology, and I haven't had a problem since. Basically, as long as my food is not near the wall of the tent, they don't know it's there, and they won't chew through to come get it. Hasn't happened yet. I've thrown spilled rice in my thing and thrown it out the door, and all of it is gone in the morning. But they don't bother my stuff because my stuff is nowhere near the wall of the tent. Been working great so far. When I get into territory where there's scary bears, I'll hang my food then. But for now, nah. There's nothing scary out here. I mean, that's coming after my food. Scariest thing out here are mountain lions, and I'm only afraid of them when I'm on mountains in the dark. I'm probably afraid of them during the day too, but I haven't had that experience. Hoping to, though. I mean, we're kidding. There are pack rat nests everywhere. Little bastards dragging choy all over the place. Maybe another nice big wash, maybe the same one. Hard to tell. No moto. It is a really pleasant day. Cool breeze blowing through. The sun is not hot. It's decently intense if you let it touch your skin. But with my umbrella out, I am cool as a cucumber. Pretty nice, easy trail so far. Haven't had to look at the map in a long time. It's nice, just wander. Try not to get stuck by Choya. He was low. Interesting pile of rocks in the way. I like that they didn't drill into the rock to put the barbed wire up. They used wood for most of it. We are now entering a choya field. Lots of gas pipelines out here. See white things. Choya everywhere. Not sure what this is. Is that quartz? It's very clear. I thought it was a piece of glass on the trail, but that's way too thick. Going with quartz. So clear. We've moved into a more volcanic section of the trail. All this is lava rock. I guess not all, but most. Okay, should be near the first water on the map. Last update was a while back and it said it was horrible. But a lot has changed and I hope it's full because I don't really feel like hiking much more. Grab some water, find myself a cozy spot, and chill. A pack rat took over this cairn. So let's see what they're saying about all the rats around here, because the majority of the cairns have been turned into rats' nests. Some jackwagon put a fuel can in here. Why would you do that? Oh, there's fuel left in there. I'll take that. The trail doth provide. Well, hell, now I'm backtracking. Evidently I passed up the water. I did not see anything, but I'm gonna go back and look. I'm not out of water, but I'd like to camp soon, and it'd make it easier if I had it. But even if I don't find it, I'm camping soon. I have enough to make dinner tonight and coffee tomorrow. And then the next water source is only like 4 or 5 miles away, which is easy peasy when it's dark. You see a tank out here? See, a lot of times they say tank, but they just mean a hole in the ground. And that's a cow pond, not a tank. So, what am I looking for? A tank or a cow pond? I see nothing. Okay, these asshats need to learn the difference between a tank and a muddy puddle in the ground. Yeah, screw that noise. Okay, I don't need water anyway. Water's for suckers. Y'all know fish fuck in your water, right? How now, brown cow? Alright, so now we're just looking for a campsite. Huh. Is that a white cow? They come in all colors out here. Normally you just see them black, which I feel bad for them because I figure they got to be hotter. Always out in the desert, wearing solid black. Wearing a leather coat of solid black too, you know. Oh man, this place is full of cows. Hi, cows. And I'm just giving you a warning. Yeah, I didn't want to startle anybody, so I figured, you know, I'd give you a little warning. Hey, you got horns. Okay, cool. There's a gate that'll separate me from them. What you looking at? Who wants their nose pet? Oh, not you, huh? Alright, that's cool. Well, this is the first one that's had it marked on the thing, and the first one that's been made like this with the, what do they call it, diamond plate and all that. Ooh, so fancy. Feels great on my feet. Looks really new too. Shadows are getting long. This is a great place to camp right here. Right on the trail. Hey, work with what you got, man. Sun is going back. Claim my charger from this tree. Later on, son. See you tomorrow. And you'll probably be glowing all night, but not when I wake up. Nope. Still a few more days. This is mi casa for the night. Oh, so comfortable in there.